Thank you to the entire panel. Very interesting and sure to get us charged up for the new year as we think about the goals and outlines for this committee. But so many of us talk about where we're going with technologies, and so the focus that you've provided here this morning is good. I was looking, Undersecretary Barr, at the 75 breakthroughs. And I think it's just a good reminder to us what comes out of our national labs. We all recognize the benefits that come from the supercomputing, but it's everything from working on photosynthesis to the protein data bank to powering NASA's spacecraft to making refrigerators cool to discovering 122 elements, improving automated steel, the maglev train, the levitated trains with magnets, early universe quark soup. I don't know what that one is. Good and bad cholesterol. I mean, it really is, it's a reminder to us of the significance and really so many of the day-to-day applications that then follow on from the benefits of those national labs. Secretary Moniz, I appreciated the conversation that we had yesterday about Breakthrough Energy Report, and I look forward to absorbing that whole thing. I'm looking at your one-page handout here as you talk about increasing and better targeting public investment. This is something that, as we look at the panel, very key to it all. But the statement that you have here is the government needs to better target investment in solutions that have the highest breakthrough potential and to do so at the most critical times in their path to commercialization. Absolutely, positively agreed. Our problem around here, from a policy perspective, is we have this tendency to pick winners and losers. We decide who's going to be the favored child, if you will. And so when you're from the investment side of it, you want to be where you know that you're not going to be running up against the political or the policy friction, so you go for those safer bets. How do we do a better job of making sure that it truly is this more even playing field? I don't think that we should be the ones that are targeting the best investment solutions, because I'm not sure that we know what it is. I think you all know more about that. So Secretary Moniz, if you can address that, and anybody else that would like to speak to this, because I think it's a key part of how we move forward with these great technological opportunities. If you don't have the investment, it's hard to figure out how to make that go forward. So please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, let me reassert what Mr. Gourmet said, that, and as you know, I've been a longstanding supporter of the so-called all-of-the-above approach. I think we really need to work on all of the low-carbon pathways that we can see in front of us.
I like the fact that we're calling it carbon management.
Yeah,
I think that's important.
I think another point is that, and this goes back to the regional innovation also that we advocate, that there is no single low-carbon, one-size-fits-all solution. The resources, be they in terms of physical resources, the innovation resources, the nature of the industries in different regions are in fact quite different. And what we need to do is have the full quiver of arrows for which low-carbon solutions can be fit to purpose in different regions of our country and in different countries. Now, I would say at some level, I mean, all the elements of the portfolio that we discuss at some level are, I would say, in the Department of Energy's portfolio, but we think that there is a significant reweighting that's needed. There is a significant need to focus on different timescales for moving to the low-carbon economy. Frankly, that is going to be very hard to do if we cannot increase the resource level that's available at the federal level, at the Department of Energy, at other departments as well. For example, I mentioned biological sequestration earlier. The Department of Agriculture has an enormous role to play. And as I said earlier, we know that that's easy to say and hard to do in a time of fiscal challenge, and that's why I think we need creativity on adding also new funding streams. We've done that not so long ago with some of the royalties from oil and gas production going into innovation. Years ago, there was the FERC allowing, if you like, the surcharge, a small surcharge on interstate gas transmission to fund R&D, critical for what became the unconventional natural gas revolution. So I think, again, this committee can play a really important role in thinking about these creative approaches. We need that portfolio diversification. We need it to focus on these breakthrough opportunities, and that's going to require both design of the portfolio and, as I say, I think some significant additional resources.
We've got a lot to talk about here. I'm going to go to Mr. Grumet real quickly, and then I'm going to step out. I've asked Senator Gardner to sit here with Senator Manchin as we go through the rest of the questions, and then I'm coming back. So, Mr. Grumet,
thank you for letting me extend your time. I think what Secretary Moniz said is very important, which is that we cannot pick technologies, but we also aren't agnostic. It is all of the above towards a particular outcome. I believe low carbon has to be one of those outcomes, but that's what we need you all to do. I think sometimes people just say all of the above, and it acts like, yeah, we just don't really have to throw money at everything. And that's, I know, not what this committee believes. And then I will raise but not answer what I think is the hardest question, which is the billion-dollar stair steps. You can invest $1 million in a software app and provide a valuable service to the United States of America. Energy choices are billion-dollar choices. And that's hard, and it's expensive, and we are going to need to go all in on some things that aren't going to work. And that's really hard. There's a culture of innovation. I've said if you're an investor and you're right 9 out of 10 times, if you're an investor and you're right 1 out of 10 times, you're a billionaire. If you're a DOE official and you're right 9 out of 10 times, you're potentially indicted. And so there has to be a different imagination of the risk profile that's going to require to succeed.
Greatly appreciate that.